Therefore I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing? Recorded in Matthew 6:25. Since the beginning of time, man and woman live to survive. Not a day goes by that we don't consider our next meal or which shirt to wear. These are not trivial luxuries. No, by all means, they are necessities. Yet in this passage found in this sacred text we call the Bible, we are admonished to not worry or concern ourselves with these things. Reading further, the messenger asks his disciples the question, is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Is not life more, he asks. With this question, he is implying that there is indeed more beyond what can be tasted, seen, touched, or felt, more than the physical body. He was implying that there was something more, that even the explanation of this more extended beyond that which is beyond words. I can imagine the look on the face of his listeners, the questions whirling in their minds. He was leading them, and every reader and listener after them somewhere, someplace. He was leading them to a reality that is both unseen and yet somehow deeply known and written on every heart. Yes, something of the eternal that speaks to the boundless eternal nature in all of us. These questions arise from out of the buried depths of the human soul. What is this life, or this more he speaks of? What is life? What am I not seeing? What am I not understanding? What am I not perceiving? Is this not life? Am I not living? The treasure. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and hid. And for joy over it, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Recorded in Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. Imagine you were on the hunt for a new home for yourself and your family. While visiting an open house, the homeowner shows you around and then allows you to take some time exploring the place on your own. It looks suitable. You've seen better. And the price, the price is way beyond what you can afford. You've viewed many houses before this one, much nicer and more affordable. And how could you ever be approved for such a mortgage? Knowing you will never make an offer on this house, you continue walking from room to room and imagining it were your own. You then decide to explore the large backyard you could view from the kitchen window. The yard was large, with flower beds filled with unraked leaves and weeds. You turn to look to see how far you've walked, seeing the home's back door and patio still in view. You continue to walk through to the end of the yard and down to an unkept field that extends for miles. Your shoestrings get entangled on a fallen branch. Bending over, you untie your shoelaces, and now at ground level, you notice a golden rock. You pick up the rock and see that it is indeed solid gold. You couldn't believe your eyes what you could openly see. You gasp after being struck by joy and awe. And you wonder if anyone else knows about this. You look around to see if anyone sees your excitement. All clear. Again, as you walk further, you notice the soil beneath reveal more and more of these golden rocks. You quickly bury them under the soil and run through the backyard, past the dying flower beds, through the back door and into the kitchen. Trying to catch your breath, you look up and see the owner walking toward you from the living room. You try to compose yourself. Play it. Cool, you tell yourself. With a smile and glimmer in his eye, he asks, "So what do you think?" Knowing it would cost you all that you had without hesitation, you quickly respond, "I'll buy it," and the field. Knowing what he buried in the field, the homeowner smiles and says, "I knew you would." And so you begin to wonder, what if you didn't just happen to stumble upon that treasure? What if it was there anticipating your arrival? The pearl. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking beautiful pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Recorded in Matthew chapter 13, verse 45 to 46. Again, this teacher leads his listeners with a parable, only this time the protagonist in this story is the seeker. He is seeking for beautiful pearls. And in all of his seeking, he finally found a pearl worth stopping for. A pearl so marvelous, so awe-striking, and so captivating that he sells all he has to buy it. He sold all he's ever earned, saved, worked for, and even lived for to possess it. This one pearl cost him all of his life and all of what he had. You may ask, what was so great about that pearl that made it different from the other beautiful pearls? My question to you is, what if the pearl he was seeking was actually seeking him? What if it was drawing him so that at every turn on his life journey was to get him to that very moment? The invitation. The listener and reader of these stories may ask, what and where is this kingdom this man speaks of? We may never know unless we seek it and see it for ourselves. Maybe we too will become enraptured in its wonder. As we read, listen, and open ourselves to hear, we can see the parables of the messenger were not only used to invoke these questions within us, but the parables are presented as if they were invitations to go on some sort of journey in search of this more. And you, my friend, have just been invited. The prayer of the heart. At the start of this journey, may the prayer of our awakened hearts be, "Oh, may we know the more. May I know the more. May I know this treasure and find this pearl of great price. Amen, and let it be so."